Hi folks, coming back at you with a new commentary battle. Today I'm going to be playing as Broody in a 4v4 31,000. My allies are the Carthage of Barclayman, the Broody of Steve Longshanks, and the Pontus of Spitfire. Our opposition is First Prime, Spartan Commander, Royer 35, and Fesson John, all of the Brotherhood clan. Now, one thing that you should notice right off the bat is our factions are a bit weaker. They've got 3 Roams to our 2, and Brit is not really so underpowered compared to Carth and Pont, especially on a map with trees. It should be pretty fine for them. And on top of that, they've definitely got a terrain advantage. You can see that this little rocky area that Spartan Commander's on is kind of raised up. Anyway, there's some action going on. I'm going to get right into it. And one thing before we get into it, I apologize for the low frame rate. I can't even hit pause. It's so low. Because my computer sucks donkey balls. And there's not that much I can do about it right now. I'm working on it. The rent in my city is too damn high. That's all I gotta say. But until then, you're just gonna have to deal with shitty FPS when I do these 4v4 commentaries. And 4v4 seems to be 4v4 31k seems to be the meta right now in online Rome Total War. So anyway, Spitfire, it looks like it's trading chariots with Britannia. I don't really like this because I think chariots are more of an asset to our team than to their team, given all of these sort of squishy targets, whereas we have pikes which can deal with chariots more effectively. Additionally, Britain chariots just win in melee, and mocking scythes can be a hazard for our team. So I don't like the idea of fighting chariot on chariot. I think you just don't do that. Also, I don't like the fact that these pikes are in range of these archers, which are, you know, they're camped out on this hill, so they can fire from extremely far away. Spitfire should definitely be keeping his distance, and definitely not in this like disorganized blob that he's in. So I don't really like what he's doing right now. Anyway, I've started archer warring with Fess and John, and on paper I should be doing well. I'm in loose formation, and he's not. And my my units are more spread out. They have like not just in loose formation, but longer lines is generally better for archer wars, given how the archer scattering works. So I should be winning, but he's slightly elevated, so a lot of my advantages in this archer war are going to be sort of blunted, unfortunately. So this is why I don't really like maps with terrain. I generally prefer grassy flatland. And that's just because even a slight terrain advantage is very profound in this game. Anyway, Barclayman is taking advantage of this mistake by First Prime here. He's overextended his archers, or Spartan Commander's underextended his infantry, one of the two. But anyway, we're getting some archers, which is good. And my roommates are making noise, which is okay. They're entitled to do that. But anyway, I'm just doing this sort of flanking maneuver over here. I can't really progress that much, but I prefer to flank. Some people think that my flanking is a bad move because it allows the opponents to say like add extra pressure on the other side. But I think if I am proactive in attacking whenever they run away from me, then it's totally fine. And Anyway, I really don't quite endorse Spitfire here, but I guess he's traded okay, which is good, at least on like a cost level. The trades are fine. So it is what it is. Anyway, they're really crowding onto this elevated region, which is kind of bullshit, but I don't care that much. You know, whenever the opponent, I don't want to say plays dirty, because it does seem to be like the tacit understanding that when people host on these terrain maps these days, that the side with the advantage terrain is just going to blatantly camp. Like, it used to be that was considered kind of bullshit or dishonorable, but not anymore, and I don't care. Anyway, this unit's getting absolutely molested by my archers, because Royer is running in a very mentally handicapped way out of my archer fire. No offense or anything. And I've taken down these archers of Fess and John quite well. So that's all good news. But my progress is very incremental, let's say. Looks like there's some action in the middle that I'm missing because I'm slow. And the FPS is terrible, and so my camera movement is awful. Anyway, we've got some clusterfuck, I mean, Jesus, between First Prime and Longshanks, Steve Longshanks. I couldn't tell you who got the better of that. It looks like First Prime, maybe. But yeah, this is definitely one way to play the game. And Spitfire and Barclayman are supporting. But the good thing is that, or the good thing for the enemy, I guess, the bad thing for us, is that we're taking this fight on, it's actually not terrible ground, but it's slightly advantageous ground for them. And they're getting these heads right into the pikes, which we should probably try to avoid. The head hurlers are like a pretty devastating unit, honestly. And they're absolutely destroying these pikes. So Spitfire, I mean, also some of his units are not facing the right direction. So Spitfire's getting absolutely obliterated right now. It's not good news. He's doing the right thing by going back, which is good. By the way, I played Spitfire's No More Underdogs mod, and I want to make a video about that at some point. He made a really cool mod for the game for 31,000, and it would be nice to show you guys a little bit of that stuff at some other point. But yeah, look at the damage that Heads and maybe some Pila has wrought on Spitfire's army. It's absolutely toast. What I've been doing, though, is I've just been slowly picking my shots. The fact that they're all like clustered on this hill has made it very hard for them to avoid me just firing directly into their asshole. And so I've been able to shoot down a bunch of these cav, that sword from before. I've just been getting good shots. I'm not wasting any ammunition. And so you can see that our flank here is kind of weak, right? Spitfire's infantry is just not going to hold, and Carthage is already worse than Rome. So if this flank collapses, then Spitfire is going to collapse as well, and Steve is also battle damaged. So their infantry on this side is weak. But even if I were over there, I wouldn't be able to bolster the infantry force enough. Especially because then Britain would get involved, right? If I'm flanking, that means usually that there's somebody opposing me. Right now it's first Cav and Royer's infantry, so it's really pretty fair in terms of the units that we have committed over here. Anyway, they're really rolling on this side, and we don't really have anything to oppose them, so it's going to be up to me to create some play on this side, and I'm going to try to get some shots, I'm pretty sure, or if I'm not too slow. It's kind of hard sometimes in these laggy games to get the targets quickly. It looks like it did fire, but it didn't do much, but whatever. So the tough thing about me needing to hustle to get play on this side is that Royer is just going to camp directly onto this very high elevation here. And so that's going to make it very difficult. And I don't know what the hell Steve is doing. He's like just maneuvering in peeler range. This cav attack is... it's kind of okay, but it didn't look like he slice charged at all, so it's not going to do a lot of damage, and he's not pulling out fast enough. But whatever. That's, I guess, okay. I'm just trying to set up what I'd like to do. I've been also firing into the booties of these cavalry units, I'm pretty sure. Or if I haven't been, I should be. I think I am. Yeah, I am. And I'm eyeing a slice charge on these chosen swords because they don't have the best morale. So what I want to do, here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to line up my infantry like right here and throw Pila into his chosen swords before he charges down at me. And if he does charge down at me a little early, then I can take the high position with my cavalry and charge down on them. And so the real threat is actually my cavalry. The infantry is sort of just a visual threat. And so what I want to do is just get some of my javelins discharged on these swords first. But since the FPS is so low, and I was struggling with the lag, I just get way too close to his swords before I'm able to halt my units, which kind of stinks. So you'll see that because I guess I wanted to get closer than this. Oh, did I fire? Maybe I did fire a volley. Or with some, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Over here, they're just molesting us, I guess. Not good. Carthage is like doing fine, but everybody else is getting absolutely smashed. Anyway, over here, yeah, as I said, I got into a premature engagement. But what I do have is this beautiful slice charge. And for all of you who don't know what a slice charge is, I'm going to make a video on that soon. But the idea is, generally speaking, when you do a cav charge, especially with wedge, what you want to do is you want to target the unit behind what you're actually trying to target, because the charge mechanic, the way it works is the unit will charge until it reaches the unit that it's been targeted, or that it has targeted. And so if I target this unit, it's just gonna hit here and stop charging. So what I really want to do is like target these units over here, and it'll travel all the way through here to get to these guys and absolutely fucking ass fuck these units over here. So that's the plan. And you don't want to target too far, because if they intercept enemies before they enter the charge animation, then they just never go into it at all. So it's a bit of a game. And also the tick rate, I think, of the game actually affects how deep they can charge, so you want to charge a little less deep in these laggy games. Anyway, you can see that I'm doing that, and they're charging straight through, but they get bogged at a certain point and kind of stop going. And then I see an opportunity to get another nice charge through this unit and into the general, so I'm going to go do that as I pull out over here. These units are just fighting uphill, so I decided to test 2 to them to like mitigate the damage while I clean up over here. Meanwhile, let's check in on our friends over here. Yeah, Spitfire and Steve are they've been deleted from the world. But Barkley Man is creating like a little fortress, and he's going to try to hold out as long as he can. So yeah, that's basically what we're up to. And you can see the enemy has just boatloads of cav. I mean, everywhere, just tons and tons of cav. And that's what happens when, you know, Pont and Karth didn't really have a meaningful cav force. So they were +1 on us in terms of cav forces, even with the shots I was getting. Anyway, I'm going to finish off this one lobe of the Britain army. This wing over here. I don't know what this cav... Oh, I think I just tried to charge down the line on these guys, which is kind of smart. And kind of crazy that they didn't rout, because Britain units have pretty trash morale. But I guess since my units were in Testudo, they weren't doing as much damage from the front. Oh, some of them do start to rout. And I'm getting some pretty nice slice charges. But at a certain point I realized that there's way too much cav coming, and that like eventually, like if Spartan Commander's cav gets involved, then I'm going to lose. So I'm going to set up a few charges, and then I'm going to try to extricate myself from this this fight. Yeah, I'm trying to get these cav out, but my gen dies. So that's really bad. And yeah, so I'm losing over here, arguably. And then Barkley Man, he's getting overwhelmed right now. Like, look how many urbans there are. I mean, that's also getting fired on in the back, or they should be. Looks like Fessen's not doing it, but they should be. Yeah, I'm getting overrun by cav. It's a pretty brutal situation right now. I'm just trying to get out of here and just regroup, try to get my act together, salvage whatever I can out of this situation. It's not looking too hot with the crumbling of Mr. Barkley Man over here. They're just cleaning up my archers. Those would have been nice to try to deal with all these urbans that they're going to have. And now now they're going to deliver the coup de grace here with these cav. I mean, Barkley Man, he held out as long as he could, but this is right straight into the heart. Bye-bye, General. Chosen Swords going into the rear of his other healthy units, okay. It's not too pretty for us. Fess's cav are just running amok. And this is the point in the battle where I decided, hey, listen, we're gonna lose this fight over here. I'm gonna lose my archers. There's too much cav. What do I have control over? Well, I have control over my position on the battlefield, on the map, and I have control over my stamina. And so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to keep my units fresh. That's what I'm going to try to do. And that's going to give me at least something to work with going into this endgame. So Barkley Man is falling apart here.
They have no more stomach for this fight.
These units are tired, and so I decided to charge with my fresh units and try to take out a few of Fess and John's cav. But you can see they must have like 20 urbans over here. And I've got like 5 urbans. And then they also have more cav. Oh, I guess 6 urbans. They have more cav as well. But somehow I blunder these 2 urbans because I wasn't really paying attention. I was paying attention to Fess's cav and my archers and stuff. And so I actually drop these urbans as well. So
Your allies
yeah,
and
that
friends
was a critical mistake there at
they're
the
running
end.
from the field like cowards and turncoats.
I just wanted to show you guys a battle where I lose to, you know, show you guys my humility and whatnot. Because obviously, you know, we're gonna lose. I mean, there's so many units. I mean, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm not even gonna count the archers. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I might have lost count, but there's at least 25 enemy infantry units. And they've also got more cav. They're kind of spread out all over the battlefield than we have. We've got this pike. I've got 2 cav and 3 urbans. So this is over. I mean, if you want to watch the rest of the battle, I mean, you can, just for like fun or whatever, you know, just kind of you know, just cleaning up or whatnot. But these guys, they're making one little mistake, which of course isn't going to matter at all, which is that they're running even though they're already tired. And so I said I was paying attention to 2 things: my position on the battlefield and my stamina. Well, turns out I was only paying attention to one thing, because I totally gave up this hill. But what I am going to do is I'm just going to wait here as long as I can while these guys just run over. And I'm at winded, or fresh and winded. They're at winded, tired, some other stuff. But I'm hoping my winded urban can get to like warmed up or something by the time they get over here. And that winded urban of the enemy might get tired. And those tired ones might get very tired. And at a certain point, that might start to matter a little bit. Also, they think they're charging downhill. It's not that downhill once you actually get to the bottom of the hill. Because the way that it works is you don't really pick up momentum. This game doesn't really have a concept of momentum. It's like only the local ground that matters. So it's not like they get a speed boost from going downhill. It's not how it works. Not realistic enough to take that into account. So they're just running. They're just running at my stuff. I'm gonna fall back a little bit. Guess I'm not gonna get to warmed up, but I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna let them get tired. And they're going without Royer in first, because, you know, obviously they don't really need it. I mean, they've got tons of units over here to deal with what I've got. So I'm just letting my peel loose that I kind of luckily I still have, because I blundered my units into those chosen swords. Fesson is trying to get his cav to do a hammer and anvil, but I have a spare urban to block. It's fresh, and his cav is exhausted, so I'm intercepting it with 2 reasonably fresh units against 3 exhausted units. It's going to be a slaughter in my favor. And he's not even targeting this fresh unit. He's just running through it. So I'm getting the advantage that he's not even really targeting me, and I'm much fresher. So I've routed his cav, but a lot more reinforcements coming. So going to route some more cav, and these urbans have started to break. But again, once Spartan Commander's units come in, it should be about over, and he's got some cav coming in as well. But I'm setting up a charge. I'm going to do the same trick that I did before with the slice charge. I'm going to try to do that. I managed to peel his cav before it hit my urbans in the rear. Oh, and somehow I've managed to make all of these tired units break. Just goes to show the value and impact of stamina on this game. And they keep sending their units in piecemeal, and they keep getting eaten up by my very, very tiny army. So this unit of Fesson John another healthy urban that's just gonna get eaten up by my force. Okay, that was fun, but these units over here, I mean, they've had time to rest. They're not running over, so, and they also outnumber my force. It looks like at least 2 to 1. So yeah, that was a fun little mini victory, but still pretty much over. Got some archers over here. They might be useful, but they've got enough cav to actually make it very hard for me to win using archers, and they've also got some archers to defend themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hustle over, thinking these guys are actually still pretty tired, very tired even. So I'm gonna try to take this high ground, and if he runs up, I'm gonna be slightly fresher and on high ground. So that's pretty good. Like if there ever was a time where you could win with a 2 to 1 disadvantage, it would be downhill and with a stamina advantage. I'm also trying to harass these archers because I'm still thinking at this point in the battle that my path to victory would be with archers. But it turns out that they chase down most of the archers that I have that have the most ammo. And so I also don't want to lose the stamina part because he can just testudo when it comes to the archers. So to me, I was thinking, and I also don't want their cav to be brought back into the game. They're all sort of dispersed chasing archers. So at a certain point I decided to abandon the archer plan and go for more of an engagement
Gods be praised.
plan.
The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee.
I'm just gonna charge these archers because they're open. It's gonna be hard in the lag to like get my cav away. I'm lucky to not have it route. He wastes some pila. I'm not sure if that actually counts though. Sometimes it doesn't actually take away with your pila if you miss. Anyway, I'm glad to see some units running because every second really matters in these games. People think that that resting for like moments doesn't really do anything, but actually makes a huge difference over the course of the battle. If you can find any few seconds to just rest. So I'm resting right now at the top of the hill. I'm reasonably fatigued, but not very. Whereas he is quite fatigued and he's still running uphill. It's quite fatiguing to run uphill in this game. So he's going to lose a little bit more energy doing that before he makes it to my met. But you can see that just the sheer numerical disadvantage that I'm at. And this is my little army, little tiny army. And this is their huge force. And Festin does a good move by like doing this, taking the high ground with his archers and attacking me in the rear. That's smart. That would have probably won the game if they did that with something that wasn't archers. I mean, they're not going to make a big difference in the melee. Anyway, again, getting really good engagements here for me because I'm getting a charge. It's downhill, and I'm much fresher. And now I've got my cavalry. They're tired, but I'm getting a rear charge. So there's a lot of factors working in my favor. Rear charge, downhill engagement for me, stamina. A lot of good things going on. Boom. That was 3 units. Right off the bat. 4 units now. And you can see they're starting to chain route.
Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield.
And I have this other cav that's going to make it into the fray just in time. I don't know how long this urban was going to hold. Probably a while longer. It's winning. But now I'm breaking the other wing of the enemies. And so at this point, I knew that we had won the game, and I was feeling myself because that was insane. Although completely not really my doing. I mean, I don't know if a lesser player would have been able to win in this situation, but I needed them to really shit the bed,
The enemy
and they did.
Press forward so,
So
his army is broken too.
I'm just mopping up, massacring what remains of the blue armies.
And yet the gods finally smiled on your efforts.
But we did it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. That was a fun battle. And pretty fucking ridiculous endgame. Leave a comment if you enjoyed the battle, and I'll see you guys in the next one.